Hey guys, Spoofomania here, and I know I haven't made a movie review for actually a really long time. I think my last one was Django Unchained in December, but I thought I would return with making a movie review for a movie I just saw yesterday, Star Trek Into Darkness, and what I'm just going to tell you right now is possibly my favorite movie of the year so far. Star Trek Into Darkness, of course, follows the crew of the Star Trek Enterprise. You know, everyone is back from the first movie. Kirk, Spock, Uhura, Sulu, all those guys. And this time they're back to hunt down this criminal played by Benedict Cumberbatch named John Harrison. And that's all I'm going to say about the plot. Of course, there are a lot of twists and turns along the way, but it's just a fun movie to go in kind of with a fresh mind and not knowing too much about it. So going into Star Trek Into Darkness, I was really looking forward to it. It was one of my most anticipated movies of the summer, and but I was also a little bit cautious about it too because although I really liked the first Star Trek, I feel that it's kind of an overrated movie. Not by much, but just by a little bit. I don't love that movie as much as some people do. I really liked it, but I don't love it. So I was kind of curious to see if I would feel the same way about this movie. And to be honest with you, I feel like this movie is in every way better than the Star Trek that was made in 2009. I love this movie. And of course, this movie is directed by J.J. Abrams, who does an amazing job with it. He does a really good job of filming action sequences because you could really see what's going on. He uses a little bit of shaky cam, but it's not like excessive shaky cam that was used in, like that movie Safe House or anything. He uses it, to a degree where it almost enhances the action in a way. So he films action sequences really well, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him do the new Star Wars movies. I think he's going to do a great job with them. And speaking of action, this movie is way action packed, which is great because there's pretty much never a dull moment in this movie. From the opening sequence to the final moments in this movie, there's always action. It's always entertaining. It's always keeping you at the edge of your seat, which is great. And that wasn't really a problem I had with the first Star Trek, that there wasn't enough action. But there were times when the movie would slow down a little bit and kind of steer away from the action. But here it was just action packed for pretty much 2 hours. And now I'm going to talk about some of the performances in this movie, and I pretty much thought they were all amazing. Everyone I think that in this movie is even better than they were in the first Star Trek. Particularly I think Zachary Quinto was great in this movie, as was Benedict Cumberbatch, who was a much better villain than Eric Bana was in the 2009 Star Trek. Also, I always forget what a great actor Chris Pine is. Of course, in this movie, he does a great job of playing Kirk. He's really great because he's cocky when he needs to be, and he's also, he shows emotion and he's compassionate and he really cares about his crew as well. And he's a great protagonist in this movie. And of course, everyone else is great. Zoe Saldana is very good. Simon Pegg is great in this movie as well. John Cho, he really shines in this movie. I thought he gave a really great performance. Carl Urban is also really great. And that's the thing, I actually really love this script because it allows almost every character to have this moment. To either have a moment where they're really funny or they do something really heroic. And I thought that was great. Every character had a moment when they scored a little bit. And I hate to say this, but I think the only performance that I didn't love, it wasn't necessarily a bad performance, it's just one I didn't love, was Peter Weller, who of course is RoboCop. I just didn't love his performance. It wasn't awful, but he did an okay job while everyone else was doing an amazing job. And also, something that I wasn't expecting going into this movie is that it has a lot more emotion than I thought it would have, which is really good. Like they'll be in the middle of like a really action-packed sequence, and then they'll kind of cut to more of a heartfelt scene, which was really good because they kind of counterbalance one another, and it worked out really well. Honestly, I only have one minor problem with this movie, and that's that the last 20 minutes of this movie feel a little bit rushed. Just because so many things happen in those last 20 minutes, I just felt like they were kind of rushed through a little bit, and that the movie kind of ended abruptly. I felt like those 20 minutes could have been stretched into maybe even 30 or 40 minutes. But overall, I love Star Trek Into Darkness. I recommend it for any Star Trek fan or just anyone who is into sci-fi movies at all. It's a very entertaining movie, great performances. I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. It's my favorite movie of the year so far, and if the rest of the summer movies are just as good as this one, I will be very, very happy. So thanks for watching my review of Star Trek Into Darkness. Tell me in the comments below if you saw this movie yet, if you liked it. Also tell me if you liked the 2009 Star Trek and what your favorite Star Trek movie of all time is. Alright guys, I guess that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Alright, bye.